Can you imagine if this was during World War II and like majority of the nation supported the Nazi German government and their genocide against Jewish people? It would been crazy. But nowadays, that's what the United States and Germany and the UK are doing. They're supporting uh, the Israeli government in their genocide, and they're basically acting like Nazi Germans. You even have Israelis in Israel that liken um, Bibi Netanyahu to Hitler, and the Israeli government to Nazi Germans. Uh, the Israelis in Israel know what's going on with the Israeli government, and you got pretty much majority of them against what the Israeli government is doing.
I voted against this resolution on Gaza. It calls for a ceasefire, but the Parliament has voted to make it conditional on the dismantling of Hamas, the same pretext Netanyahu has for his genocide. In spirit, the resolution stands with Israel. It's a document whitewashing and justifying murder and oppression. The racism of the EU runs deep, but bared for all to see here. The resolution minimises the genocidal actions and overt genocidal intent of the Israeli regime and demonises those resisting at every turn.
Yeah, it's no different than like in Nazi German, um, when you were against the genocide by German people, you were considered um, you, uh, you were considered a traitor, an enemy. You were uh, labeled anti-German or considered Jewish or something else that the Germans didn't like at the time. And it's just no different with the Israeli government. If you're an Israeli who refuses to join the IDF, you can be labeled a traitor. If you're just anybody against the Israeli government and their genocide, you're automatically anti-Semitic and just want to kill Jewish people, when it's just that people don't want a genocide to happen. Um, the axis of power weren't, uh, anti-German just because they were against Germany committing a genocide. They weren't anti-Japanese because they wanted to stop Japan from invading the United States.
Even those alleged to be aiding the Palestinian resistance are to be sanctioned. Yet the endless ships and planes and loads of military equipment being funneled into the genocide by the United States, the UK and Germany don't get a mention. Netanyahu, the butcher of Gaza.
Well, when it's nations that the United States claims to be good people, they get to do what they want, no matter what it is.
Said on Saturday that no one can stop the assault on Gaza, not The Hague or anyone else. Almost 30,000 dead, 10,000 of them children, 1.9 million displaced.
10,000 kids dead, and somehow these kids voted for Hamas to be in power, even though some of them were alive.
1.8 million food insecure. Starving children are dying from hypothermia. Newborn babies with malnourished mothers are only surviving a few days. And the EU.
That's besides the idea of killing pregnant women and burying them underneath rubble with bulldozers.
Is okay with this? What has become of us?
Yeah, it's crazy nowadays that when there's a genocide going on by the Israeli government, it's totally okay. But when Russia or another nation is doing a genocide, it somehow becomes human rights violation. Uh, how often does Biden and many others in the government scream about how we got to stop Russia, or how many times have they condemned China for